I said, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be the best player in the world. And she said, you know, you need to be more realistic. You know, that's probably not going to happen. And I remember everybody laughing. And that was like one of the lowest points. You know, that really, it crushed me. And, you know, as an 8, 9-year-old kid, you know, I cried. And I remember my mom wiping my face and telling me that, she told me, she was like, remember this moment. You know, never let anybody tell you what you can or can't do. There's probably a lot of people that didn't believe I could be here. And that, you know, I just needed that person to say it and use that as motivation.
You made a pointed comment about your dad in your book. You said, quote, every time he hit me, every time he said my weight training was garbage, that I should do something useful and go out and chop wood. Every time he disapproved of me or embarrassed me, it put fuel on the fire in my belly.
It was never, you know, kind of like where he was supportive of my weight training or supportive of my ideas or of my craziness or of my dreams or anything like that. That is what gave me the fire in the belly. So the more you kind of create resistance, the person, the stronger that person gets, and the stronger your character gets, and the more you can endure.
Success is the only revenge. As you expand, they shrink into irrelevance. As you get louder, no one can hear them. You don't beat them, you cast a shadow so big, no one can see them to begin with.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
And the ultimate form of revenge for me is success. I'm gonna keep being successful and make you look like shit.
Yeah.
And there might be times when you put your whole heart and soul into something and it is met with cynicism or skepticism. You cannot let that crush you. You have to let it fuel you, because we live in a world where anyone has the right to say anything that they want about you at any time. But just please remember that you have the right to prove them wrong.
I think every time I say I'm about to do something, people are waiting for me to fumble. That's probably one of the biggest motivations behind a lot of my raps, is the amount of people that want me to fall. The further you climb towards the top, the more hands you have on your pant leg dragging you to the bottom.
I remember my mom used to tell me, I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I'm like, Mom, you wouldn't do anything. My mom was wrong about everything she told me not to do. Love my mom to death. Okay, unbelievable friend of mine. She was wrong.
And if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live.
The most powerful motivational speeches that I have ever heard came from people who told me I couldn't do something.
You will never in life meet a hater doing better than you.
It's always the one you're dating, the one you're married to, the one that's in your family, your friends in your immediate circle, that will always try and talk you out of doing something special and significant.
Only those that can see the invisible can do the impossible.
I don't expect you to believe in my dream like I believe in my dream. And the problem with some of y'all is you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you wanted to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you wanted to happen, rise and grind.
Because let me tell you 3 ways that you can avoid criticism. Okay, you guys ready? Do nothing, say nothing, be nothing, and no one will ever criticize you. But when you choose to put yourself out there in a leadership role of some sort, sharing your feelings and thoughts with the world, know that not everyone is going to agree with you, and that's okay, boo.
And they're the gasoline to the fire, to be honest with you. If you're not getting hated on, you ain't doing shit right.
And if you really want to avoid all the critics in your life, then do nothing, say nothing, and be nothing, and you'll never get their attention. But if you are something and you're doing something, you become something, guess what? You get their attention.
I don't know what the secret of success is, he said, but here's what I know what the secret of failure is. He said, trying to please everybody. Now life is too short for that. too short and unpredictable, moseying through, not trying to disturb anything, not trying to shake anything up, not trying to make any waves.
And so understand that the people in your life can be some of the biggest dream killers, and they may not always do it with the intention to harm you. They truly do have the intention to keep you safe, to look after you, to make sure that you don't fail and that you don't get hurt. But guess what, baby? Part of life is about getting hurt, about failing and getting back up and dealing with adversity and setbacks and realizing that what you thought was a short path is actually going to be the long path to success, and you're going to have to take that journey if you really want it.